All right. I'm not ready, but here we are. I guess today is just going to be a little bit of an update on my reflection of the healthcare system. It's gotten even worse um, with my interactions with the mental health, the county's mental health. And yeah, it just kind of sucks. I kind of just want to reflect on, like, man, I can't even trust my doctors. I've been going to my psychiatrist for I want to say, what year is this? For like 3 years now. About to be 3 years. And for one of the years, I just completely stopped taking all the medication. Um, I went back to a new psychiatrist at that same office. Um, and the last one was a nurse practitioner. This one is a medical doctor. So I have a little bit more trust that, if you have a higher degree in the medical field, that you're going to know more or be more capable. I would hope. But I've had multiple, how do you say, like, miscommunications at this point. And like, the way that doctors speak to you is important. And if they're constantly making you, like, asking in a confirmatory manner, like something that is false consistently, and they keep asking that same thing over and over again in a false positive manner. Um, for example, I've been hallucinating when I get really stressed, and every healthcare professional that I've spoken to, and as well as family members, when I tell them that I hear music, they somehow forget and just reinterpret it as I'm hearing voices, or my visual hallucinations of, like, seeing things that aren't there. I have to find out later that it's not there. Like, it'll be indistinguishable from reality, and then I just find out that this aspect of reality isn't real. That's really, like, disorienting. Um, More so the fear of getting back into that mindset, because um, it it's very, like, debilitating in every way. But for doctors to, you know, to do that to me, that's not okay. And I just feel like I'm being gaslit every time that I go for help, whether it's my physical health or my mental health. The doctors are all gaslighting, they're all lying, they're all telling false information, or completely irrelevant to the point where it might as well be a lie. Um, like, if I ask you about the vitamins in oranges and then you tell me that airplanes fly in the sky, it's completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with anything. Unless you're dropping oranges from an airplane, in which case that's the only situation. Like, are you transporting oranges in an airplane? But there's the conundrum, is that I don't speak in a way where I'm trying to be anywhere else than where I am, and these people are. And yeah, it's just really disappointing that I feel like all the damage, I see it. I see it in people's bodies, and then they just lie about it. And they lie about like the conditioning that they have placed themselves under to receive the body that they're under, that they're in. And then it leads to like all the diseases that they have and stuff. Like it just all connects in my brain, and if it doesn't connect in other people's brains, that's okay. But then these same people that it doesn't connect in their brain, they try to tell me that I'm wrong about something when I know that I'm right. And they're just lying through their teeth. And if I sit there and record every conversation that I have with every person, everyone's lying to me. So I don't see any benefit or value in speaking to anybody at this point. Nobody, even the people who go to school and spend their careers to do stuff, like I can't communicate with them. What do you call it when you try to talk to everyone and no, you don't understand anyone? Or when people tell you, I don't understand what you're saying, but you feel like you're speaking perfect English and that everything that you said makes perfect sense. That's just gaslighting and people wanting to have control over a situation, but it's every single millisecond. Like people are insane. It's not okay. And if people want to treat their bodies that way, I don't want to treat my body that way. Can you please treat your own body that way and not treat my body that way, please? And but you know, that goes largely ignored. And at that point, like the only way that I can get over this is if I become that intolerant person that I'm just going to be correcting everybody because I feel like I'm more correct than everybody. Like that has never been my whole life. I've been trying to understand my whole life. I've been trying to educate on what I'm understanding. And I don't feel like people do that. I feel like people think that they have this understanding and that because they can have that, that automatically everybody else needs to have it and everybody else needs to be the same. And there's no uniqueness in the world except for the lack of creativity that these same people admit to have not. They do have lack of creativity. And it's like when you look in the world, who creates everything? Who makes all the inventions? It's people like me who get treated like shit. So I don't see a point in really helping anyone. I don't want to help myself. I don't want to help anything because I don't want to proceed in this world. Um, and then when I tell them that at the mental health, they just try to put me in the hospital. But for what? In a hospital for the way that you just made me feel right now? I'm telling you how you make me feel, how you're speaking to me, the ways, the tactics that you're trying to employ affect me psychologically, and I don't like it, and I want you to stop. And so, because of that, you're going to try to put me in a hospital. In a hospital where, by the way, I would be taken care of by people who do exactly what I do at work, because that's my job at work. And I'm a licensed medical professional as well. That makes absolutely no sense how backwards this society is. I gave my entire life to help everybody, and I get treated like the biggest piece of shit. Oh, but people will kiss my ass. They'll kiss my ass when they know they're wrong, when they know they're in a legal bad position, when they know they've done something illegal or they're lying straight up. They all back down. Not a single person is gonna say, yeah, I didn't lie, because they all did. And I'm the only one who can sit here and say, I don't lie. I don't try to control people. I don't try to tell them what to do. I'm just one with God. And nobody else can say that. And they have reserved in that position God for something else, either themselves in complete control over other people and hurting them, or some other thing that I don't agree with, that they're all like, this is God. Are they the same? No, they're not, because we live in a biological vessel. And You might not be able to hear it, but there is a neighbor sweeping outside. So that's a thing. The same neighbors that seem to apparently just come to my window to try to have conversations with each other about things that they already know, that at the end of it, it was like a completely useless situation. And it's like, if that's how people communicate, I don't want to communicate that way because it's the dumbest way to communicate, and it transmits almost no information about anything. It's just like, you know what you know, you didn't understand what you didn't understand, and that's it. And you're never going to grow knowledge, you're never going to grow any type of utility within yourself, within your own body, within your own facilities, other than this one thing that everybody needs you to have to do, and they're going to treat you like shit if you don't do it. I really don't have much else to say. Goodbye. You know what? I don't have much else to say, but I am extremely frustrated and I'm extremely annoyed and bothered. And I would like to continue to speak, but I cannot think of anything else to say other than all of the same negative things that have just been happening over and over and over again. I'm hella stressed. I mean, you can see it. I'm not even sleeping that well. I'm sleeping okay, but the medicine that I've been trying has been interfering with my sleep. That's been thrown off for weeks already. This is ridiculous that I have to stoop down to all of these low levels and torture my body just to try to get an ounce of understanding from the society that I live in. And it still doesn't understand me. Everybody still treats me like shit. Everybody still tries to harp on me, try to tell me everything that they believe is true, that is more correct than what I already know is true and is correct for myself. I don't understand why people need to feel the need to just go into my life, into my consciousness, and try to convince me that something else is more true or more better when I already know what's more true and what's more better for me. And I've been saying it my whole goddamn life, that people just need to stop trying to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. But every single time that I speak to somebody, they try to tell me that what I just said was wrong. How is what I just said wrong if I know more than you in every field of knowledge? Actually tell me that. Because you can go backwards in your head with words and syllables and shit that I don't give a fuck about. Genuinely. And now my neighbor finally gets the message a little bit and goes inside their house. And that's my point. Is that I have to keep doing this all day, every day for what? Like, genuinely, right now is the hottest time of the day to try to go outside and sweep the front driveway. For what? Because I'm over here, I got on my mic and I'm talking and I'm saying shit? Genuinely, this happens every single day. Multiple times a day, every single day, with multiple of my neighbors. It's really annoying. They see me outside, they want to send me a message, they start playing charades. It's so annoying. And every time I just have to get louder and just say the same shit, and they do it again. And they'll do it again and again and again. It's really annoying. Like, I can't live my own life, I can't have my own consciousness without everybody trying to get into my brain, trying to tell me how to move my body, trying to tell me how I should exist in my own personal perspective. It's on the mic. Just pretend. Just pretend every time. Just pretend. And I'm not even saying people can't live their lives around me because I genuinely don't care. It's just what they're going to be saying and when they're going to do it. It's like, does it need to be exactly, did you need to come out and do that when I was being loud? Or if I had a previous episode of being loud the previous day, then the next day you're going to retaliate by doing all that kind of stuff. It's really annoying. And so I don't have paranoia. I mean, if I'm in public and I'm on my phone and then someone starts talking about something and then I get off my phone and then they switch topics and then I get back on my phone and then they go back to that topic that I was on, that they were on when I was on my phone. Is that not stalking? Is that not the same thing as like if I'm turned around this way and there's this lady saying something that I want something, oh, I want something, blah, blah, blah. And then I readjust my body and she's like, oh, maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want this, blah, blah, blah. And then so I readjust my body and she's like, no, but thinking about it, maybe I do want that. And it's really annoying. Why would I want you to tell my body what to do? Why would I want to listen to what you're doing with your life into my body and my mind? Where is your mind to think that you're even that important? Genuinely. And everybody does think they're that important. And if I'm just sitting here arguing with myself, that's fine. I don't care. I want to argue with myself because nobody's listening in that case, right? It's just me. Nobody cares. Genuinely, nobody cares. This is the horrible part. Like, God, please just kill me. Just take me off this planet if nobody cares. If I'm the only one saying this is a problem and it's not a problem, then take me out of the equation. It makes perfect sense. It really does. But if I'm correct and that is a problem, then why do I have to go through all of this and people aren't just going to listen if I'm right? That's annoying. Because they don't be doing that shit when I do what it is that they want me to do at the times that they want me to do it. It's so annoying. It's like I have to do it when they want. Otherwise, I get social backlash by their normal movements. And again, if I'm just talking to myself, that's fine. But I highly doubt that because they don't act like that. Like I'm sorry, but if you've had a dog for a long time, you know your dogs bark. You know when another dog barks, it's not your dog. And so when my neighbor said that he thought his dog, he was like, "Oh, I thought that was my dog barking." Your dog, you know your dogs bark. And plus, why does it even matter? Because you don't even tell your dog to be quiet when they're barking. So why did you need to tell me that? And then the next day, he like came over here and was doing something, talking to himself. Oh, I'm just trying to show you. I don't want to know. I already don't see. I already don't care. And please stop trying to make me care about something that I'm begging you to please stop doing. She is on there for a reason. So annoying. Anyway, back to pacing. Already walked like 2 miles today.